It's great to, honor some great legendary coaches who certainly have left their legacy in terms of their transformational leadership and how they've impacted people and helped them be more successful in life. And, both of these gentlemen, Coach Bowden, Coach Beamer, are guys that impacted me in terms of their professionalism and the way they went about, representing their programs, how they influence their players and people in the community that they serve. So this is something special for me, and I'm glad we're able to do this. And I thank the Monday Morning Quarterback Club for sponsoring this, and hopefully we'll raise some money that helps some young kids in Children's Hospital. So, got questions for me?
How you doing? It's been a little bit.
Great.
How's the first month of retirement been for Nick Saban?
It's good. Terry and I have enjoyed our time together, and I got a little more time for family, get to see grandkids a little more, and it's been really, really good. Play a little more golf. So that's not good, but it's fun. So it's been good. I'm anxious to see that we can do whatever we can to continue to support Alabama athletics and the athletic program and the football program, and hope that the players and the coaches that are there continue to have a great amount of success.
How do you envision your role with Alabama moving forward, and the balancing being there but not being over?
Right. Well, that's our home. That's our family. It's our community. We're going to continue to do things to help the community every way that we can, and the coaches all know that I'm available if they need me in any way, shape, or form to help them. I talk to Kalen every now and then, and talk to the defensive coordinator every now and then. He's going to come over and meet me, this week sometime. So, we're around. We're there to support the players and help them in any way that we can to help them be successful.
What's been your early impressions of Kalen and the job he's done so far?
Well, I really haven't been around. I really try to stay arm's length. I don't want anybody to think I'm looking over their shoulder. I think he's hired a good staff, and I think he's a good man. I think he's a good coach, and I think he'll do a really good job.
You got a new gig with ESPN, College Game Day. I know you don't like hypotheticals, but you're in Tuscaloosa. There's no way you're not picking the Tide, right?
No. I've tried to steer away from picking people. I think I'm going to have to do that now. But I don't know that you always have to pick the team you think is going to win. You're allowed to have a spiritual feeling about who you like and who you want to win.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a lot of fun, though.
How excited are you about that opportunity?
I'm excited about it. I'd like to continue to try to impact college football in a positive way in the future, and I think that gives me a voice to do it. It keeps me involved in football. I have, things to do. It's not only just being there, it's the preparation that goes with it and how it can keep you involved in a game.
You've always liked being part of a team. You've always been part of a team. How hard is it to step back from that routine that you've kind of had your whole career?
I think that's been the biggest thing, the relationships that you have with the people that you work with every day, the players that you have relationships with, and you try to inspire and help them. That's probably the thing I'll miss the most.
Coach, I got to ask, the two men that are being honored tonight had sons that had coached. Your dad was a coach. Just talk about a legacy that a father can do for their son, and we're honoring two of those guys tonight like that.
Yeah, well, I think that it's great that actually, Terry and Tommy Bowden both were GAs at West Virginia when I was a coach there. They both were players. They both wanted to be coaches. They both had, reasonably successful coaching careers in their own right. But I think it's hard sometimes when you grow up in a coaching family that doesn't rub off on you. It's something that you either really want to do or it's something that you're really not interested at all in. My son, Nicholas, I can tell this story now, but when he was in high school, I told him, if you participate in a sport, you don't have to have a job. But if you're not participating, I want you to work in the office. So I'm going to teach you how to break down film and how to do scouting reports in the off season and that type of thing. So, not that this is a sore subject, but Alabama had hired a new coach. I'm not going to mention any names, and they did a lot of crazy stuff on offense, empty quads. Back in that time, that was a lot different. So Nicholas was in charge of doing the spring scouting report for Alabama. And he did all this hard work, and he was so proud of it. And, you know, he gave it to me. I looked at it and I said, man, you did a great job. And like the next day, Alabama changed coaches. He said, Dad, I'm never doing this again. So what I'm saying to you is it can have a positive impact, or maybe some circumstances sometimes steer you away from it.
Kalen, over the last month, has had to put together a recruiting class in a crazy era. How important was your first recruiting class in that transition period back in 2007?
Well, I think it's very, very important, but this is a totally different, you know, era now. You know, we'd already signed, 23, 24 guys in the early signing period, but then the opportunity that those guys have to go someplace else, now you have to, you know, sort of re-recruit them, and I think they did a really good job of that. And I think, you know, the transition, managing a roster, you know, now is one of the most challenging things that you have to do, and especially when you have a change like this. And this is not a normal change. You know, normally when you have a change, it's because the program was unsuccessful and you're bringing in somebody to fix it. You know, but this is kind of unprecedented in a way. I mean, they had to go through the same thing in Michigan this year when, you know, Jim Harbaugh went to the NFL. So, you know, you have a successful program and you make a change. It's a little bit different in terms of how do you try to manage the roster, how do you keep continuity in the program with the players that you have, the guys that you recruited, and, you know, I think all in all, they did a pretty good job of that.
How's it been down? I know you're down in Florida up here with the retired life. Does Miss Terry and you, does she kind of send you to Publix now? Are you doing more normal things that people retired do? Any good stories on that?
The day after I retired, I got the 12 commandments of being retired by my chair on the table. So, you know, I had orders from headquarters, man. It didn't take long.
I love it.
You said you golf a lot. What was it like golfing with Travis Scott and 50 Cent?
Well, you know, I didn't really golf with them. They were golfing in front of us in the Reggie Jackson charity event. And, you know, those things get jammed up, so we would have time with each other on the tee boxes and take pictures and stuff like that. So I didn't really golf with them. I just was at the event with them. But, you know, that was a great event and well done and really is helpful to young people. And I'm glad those guys were there, and as well as a lot of other, you know, really, really Dr. J, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roger Clemens, I mean, Ozzie Smith, a lot of guys that I grew up wanting to be like. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Last question.
You miss us at all?
Yeah. You can be honest.
What's that?
You miss us?
Well, this is closure for a lot of us, I feel like.
No, I was, you know, couldn't wait to get here just to do this.
I'm sure.
We got one more question.